Hi everyone, this is Sandeep Anand. What creates wealth in stock markets? Is it picking really the right stocks that create wealth in stock markets? Well, it's not just picking the right stocks. It's actually more to that is holding the right stocks for a long periods of time that creates 100 baggers. It's obvious, but very difficult practice in real life when it comes to investing, since stock markets are supposedly built on short-term activity and do not encourage long-term holding. There's this famous book, you probably would have read called 100 to 1 in the stock market, written by a famous author, investor, Thomas Phelps, who wrote the book in 1972. In that book, he really looked at companies which went on creating 100 baggers. And he concluded that in that book, to make money in the stock market, you must have the vision to see, courage to buy, and patience to hold. And he says patience is the rarest of all three. So, inspired by Thomas Phelps' work, there is another author, Chris Mayer, who decided to update the study, and he did a study between 1962 and 2014-15 period. He chose all the 100 baggers that is out there and did a detailed analysis of those companies. It's a must-read book. But I'm going to explain you one of the stock out there, which is actually the fastest and biggest wealth creator in US markets between this 2000 and 2020 period. It's a company we all have used their products called Monster Beverages. Monster Beverage was a 100 bagger between 2004-5 period till 2015-16 year. It created 100 bagger in this 11 years, right? Exactly between 2004 June till 2015. So if the stock has to appreciate 100 times in 10 to 11 years, it should ideally compound at a rate of 50 percentage CAGR, that is compounded annual growth rate. But the journey hasn't been smooth. So Chris Mayer calls it out in a detailed study on this stock. It's a definite read. He says, 10 times this stock has fallen in that 11-year period. It has fallen more than 25 percentage. It has fallen more than 40 percentage three times in this period. The journey hasn't smooth, and Monster Beverages had many corrections during this period. But one who had held the stock through the thick and thin has saw the stock multiply more than 100 times during this period. Now, I wanted to bring another couple of stocks, which is not on the book, but I wanted to bring this up to bring home a point. So this is a stock called Bajaj Finance, a leading lending company in India, which is a non-banking lending. And this stock was trading at 60 rupees per share, Indian rupees per share in March to 2011. From that point onwards, it has returned roughly 95 times returns in the last 10, 11 years. And this journey hasn't been smooth again. Bajaj Finance had a bouts of zero return periods, 2010 to 12, 2013, 14, 2018 to 23 year period. And not only that, it had fallen more than 30, 25, 30 percentage multiple times. It has fallen 60 percentage once. So the journey hasn't been smooth, but whoever held the stock has benefited a 100 bagger almost during this period of time. The next stock is a famous one. We all know the story. Netflix. Netflix has returned 426 times in the last 20 years since it started trading, Nasdaq. But the holding of Netflix stock also wasn't easy. Look at the zero return period: 2004 to 8, 4 years of zero return; 2011 to 13, 2.5 years of zero return; 2014-15, again no returns; 2015-16, no returns. Now, not only that, look at the fall. Netflix had corrected 80 percentage 10 years after it started trading. So in 2011-12 period, it corrected 80 percentage. After that, in 2018 period, 19 period, again corrected 30 percentage. Recently, it corrected in the similar range. So holding the stock has not been easy journey, but overall, if somebody has held 20-year period, the returns has been 426 times. So how to get 100 baggers in your portfolio? How to create that kind of wealth? The first step is to develop a mindset that I need to create 100 baggers in my portfolio. And to do that, we need to determine that we are going to hold a company's stocks through the thick and thin, no matter what. And if it falls, we add more to that so that we create really 100 baggers in our portfolio. And to develop that mindset, I would recommend reading one of a very profound article out there written on Chuck Akers' Aker Capital Management website. I put it on the screen. It's the title called Art of Not Selling. Very interesting article to develop 100 bagger mindset, written by Chris Caron. And I would recommend reading this article and the 100 Baggers book, both by Thomas Phelps and Chris Mayer. in order to develop that kind of a mindset. So let me conclude this 100 bagger video with a very powerful quote from Charlie Munger, the legendary investor. He said, "The first rule of compounding is to never interrupt it unnecessarily." So, with that powerful quote, and for more such videos, do subscribe. Signing off, Sandeep Anand.